Far away, near a quiet village, lived a mysterious unicorn on a lonely mountain. She wore a silver anklet around her leg. But this was no ordinary anklet. It only shimmered when there was injustice somewhere in the world. One night, as the unicorn, named Elora, walked under the moonlight, her anklet suddenly began to glow with a brilliant light. She closed her eyes and focused, sensing the direction of the light. It pointed toward a small village. Using her magical powers, Elora traveled swiftly and arrived at the source, a rundown house with a broken roof and a locked door. But inside that house was a scream, silent, hidden, and too scared to come out. Inside lived an 11-year-old girl named Maria. Her parents had passed away, and now she lived with her uncle, aunt, and cousins. But they treated her like a servant. From morning till night, they made her work, beat her, and barely gave her any food. Her aunt would often say, "You live off our scraps, don't talk back." There was another woman in the house, Nyla Bobby. She too often suffered from harsh words, but her heart ached when she saw the cruelty Maria endured. That same night, as Maria cried alone, Elora appeared with the chime of her anklet. The silver anklet shimmered and gently absorbed Maria's tears. "You are special, Maria," Elora said softly. "What you have endured is more than enough, but now it's time for justice." Elora placed her anklet on the ground, and it magically transformed into a mirror. But this was no ordinary mirror. It showed every injustice that had happened in that house: the aunt's beatings, the uncle's cruelty, and the cousin's shoves and insults. Then Elora appeared in Nyla Bobby's dream and showed her the magical mirror. When Nyla awoke, she had made up her mind. Quietly and bravely, she recorded evidence and sent it to the police. Within days, the authorities arrived. Upon seeing the truth, Maria's aunt and cousins were arrested. Maria was placed in government care, where she finally received education, peace, and love. Holding Nyla Bobby's hand, Maria said, "If it weren't for you, I would have never been free." Nyla smiled gently. "No, my dear. The real thanks goes to the light inside you and to an anklet that chose to listen." Elora flew back to the skies, but the anklet still jingled softly on her leg, waiting for the next Maria, who needed her. Moral of the story: sometimes silence in the face of cruelty is a greater crime than the cruelty itself. When no one speaks up, the darkness only grows. But one act of kindness, one step of courage, and one decision can change someone's entire life. If you like the story, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more like this.